something different for you today. Does any of you like collecting model cars? Perhaps a mascot of your own vehicle, or maybe a collection of every vehicle you've ever had? Well, it's not something I normally do, but I've ended up having a couple of cars similar to what I've had. Unfortunately, these production companies that make scale model cars don't always give you what you want, and so sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands. So today I'm just briefly going to have a quick comparison, likes and dislikes about the recent Corgi release of the Mark III Focus ST3 and the previously released Auto Art ST, which also came out, both Tangerine Scream. So we'll do that comparison, and then also I'll tell you what these three cars are going to have in common with me, apart from me owning them, of course. Right, some of you may know, and some of you may even correct me if I'm wrong, but in 2011, somewhere around that time, Paul's Model Art, also known as Minichamps, released this rather beautiful Mark III ST in Tangerine Scream. It also came in red and black. Now, seeing as it was the only one out at the time, I didn't have any complaints. But now Corgi have done something. They've released this, the Mark III facelift of the ST. They've done a really good job of this, and as you can see, the scaling is rather spot on. Now, what you may or may not realise here is Minichamps released their version with the original Focus ST rims. Corgi have come along and put the 19-inch rims on, which is an extra bonus for me because they're the ones I actually had on my car, so I wouldn't have had to have these made if I was to customise it like I have done with my number plate on the original one. If you've been watching my channel, you will know that I started out with this car for real, and I facelifted my car to look like the facelift ST, which meant changing all the bumpers and the boot lid. I also did the front. Originally it came, and when I bought the car it was like this, and then during the it was about a year and a half, 2 years before the pandemic hit, I did this, and then when the pandemic hit I did the back. And I loved that car so much, but needs must, I had to sell it, and I'm now driving around with my blue Mark II ST. Happily, I've got both of them, which is great. It's the perfect part of this mini collection that I've got. But if we're going to compare them properly, we have to compare them with quality. Now, I believed at the time that this was perfect, but now Corgi's one has come out. You can see that the Minichamps colour is slightly darker than it needs to be. It does have a pearlescent look to it, which is better than the Corgi one, but Corgi has the colour correct. So it's a case of whatever floats your boat when it comes to the colours. They are supposed to be the same colour, Tangerine Scream. When it comes to the headlights, Minichamps seem to have done a really top job with the previous one. They look real, and from a distance you can't tell that they're actually plastic add-ons. They look like real glass. Facelift, unfortunately, Corgi haven't really done a very good job of. Now I know they've tried to put the bi-xenon headlamp in there, which on the real car is a great big black hole with a magnifying glass in, but on the little miniature it doesn't quite cut the mustard. The indicators are in the right place, but they kind of look like they're a splodge of paint rather than an actual piece of orange plastic inside. You can see around the passenger side fog lamp here that they haven't even used plastic glass at all. They've just painted in silver, which in my book is a bit tacky when you've done such a good job of everything else. They've also painted their lines and consequently around the grille as well, up the top here, gone over the lines a bit, which takes away the neatness of it for me. Minichamps, however, have been a bit neater with theirs, and if you look closely, it actually looks like a plastic insert. On the top of the Corgi one, we can see the washer jets and the aerial, which is very nice, although be it on the real thing, I had changed mine to a shark fin. On the Minichamps one, the masters of miniature art, they've neglected to put either on, which is a bit of a downer. When it comes to the mirrors, Minichamps seem to be the masters. Not only have they got the shape perfect, but they've also painted it very neatly. They've even left us the little black line around the top. On the Corgi one, it's just a splurge, if I must be so bold. The spoiler on the Corgi one is perfect. They've moulded it perfect, and the panel lines are just so perfect that it's perfect in my view. But on the Minichamps one, you can barely see it. But you can get a good view here of what I meant by the pearlescence, that sparkly finish that Minichamps have offered. Staggering on such a little car. The theme has continued with detail. Minichamps have got that exhaust pipe staggeringly spot on, whereas Corgi's one, just a splotch of silver. The shape's right, but it looks like it's illuminated from behind. Corgi, I'm surprised that you couldn't quite get the rear fog reflectors perfect either. They're supposed to continue into the corner, not just stop and leave this black piece sitting there. What on earth have you done here? That is a big disappointment. Now forgive the number plate placement, that was me. But the white square behind it was nice and straight and very true to its size and scale. The rear lights themselves, it's just red plastic on the Minichamps one. Not really what I want some detail. Thank you for incorporating a decent looking wiper though, because they do have a wiper. But Corgi have let us down there. It's a moulded piece of glass and the wiper has been moulded into it, I can see. Maybe if I look closely, I might be wrong. It may even be like a vinyl stuck on there to make it look like a wiper. But on the rear lights, they've done us good with giving us a bit of reverse light, silver. They could have put a little square in there for the indicator light, but on the real thing, it's only orange when you actually use the turn signals, indicators in the UK. The use of the ST badge on both of them is perfect. Likewise with the focus decal there, but I wouldn't have it on the real thing, I would have took it off. But overall, I think they're evenly matched. The problems on one car are not on the other. and the problems on the other are not on the one. So either way, they're just nice to have in the collection, and just be happy for what you got, really. Can't really see the interior on these, but from what I can see looking through the windows, both companies have done a fairly good job. And they've even incorporated the tangerine screen half leather interior with the Recaro seats. The most impressive part of it, Corgi must win this because it's a right-hand drive. It's a European car, yes, but oh, it's worldwide now as well, the Mark III. But why don't they do both? It's just a moulded plastic part, isn't it? Something that we can't easily replicate and flip. Needless to say, I'm happy with both of them. They both have qualms. They both have things that outshine the other. And they are both rivals, but like I said, I'm happy that I've got both of them in my collection, and once I get a set of number plates made up for the facelift, I'll be happy to stick it back in the box and display them when the time's right. Now, onto a little secret project I'm working on. Do you remember me telling you that I've got a Mark II? You would know that if you've been watching my videos. So, the plan here will be to cut from the bottom line where the side skirt would be, where the fender or the wheel arch as we say in the UK would meet the door. We'll be cutting up along this line here and across the A-pillar here to separate the whole front end of the silver standard Focus and of the Focus ST up and up the door and across the A-pillar. They are the same mould on that particular part, but I have a feeling I can facelift this and make it into the 5-door version of the ST. With the rear, I'm going to take a similar approach. I'm going to cut along where the bumper meets the rear wheel arch and the quarter panel, I guess it's called, and I will be cutting up the boot lid line so that this whole piece is separated, and I'll be doing that as well with the ST so that we got our rear boot lid and our rear bumper on the saloon. I will be gently taking off the spoiler, and hopefully that whole back window piece there, including the lights, likewise with the ST, can just be swapped so that I've got the correct rear lights, because on my Focus ST outside it has the 2.5 facelift LED rear lights. And that's how we're going to do this project, after which it will be painted before putting it back together in performance blue to match this beast. This, however, is not Corgi or Auto Art. It's from China, and to my knowledge it's a non-named company, so this is as close as we've got to the Mark II Focus ST in performance blue 5-door, and for now it'll have to do. If anyone was interested in trying to pick up one of these plastic Mark II Focus STs, these are the details. Shanghai Jingwei Trading Company. Be my guest and go and find it. It does say China there. I did have a black one as well, so I know it comes in different colours, but unfortunately there's no real markings on the box apart from this to give you any information. I dare say they're expensive. They're probably not, but you can find anything on the internet if you look hard enough. good luck guys, and comment below. Tell me what you've got, what you'd like to have. If my video is any good to you by me telling you what I'm doing, please feel free to comment and tell me, have you got this? Do you want to get this? And are you looking for stuff like this? Like, please comment below and tell me anything you can about these, because you never know, I might want to get some more.